Ever since Donald J. Trump came down the escalator in 2015, he has been a target of the establishment and the Democrats.
Impeached.
Indicted.
Guilty. They're going after President Trump because in so many polls, he is leading.
The Biden Justice Department is bringing an unprecedented lawfare and election interference against President Trump.
It is Newsmax's documentary series Newsfront set to air its latest episode this upcoming Sunday, detailing how former President Donald Trump, his aides, and supporters have been allegedly illegally targeted and maligned by a weaponized Department of Justice and those rogue district attorneys. To discuss, we bring in the award-winning filmmaker who wrote and directed this film, Jack Thomas Smith, and co-executive producer of this documentary, Mandy Del Rio Smith. Welcome into you both.
Hey, thanks for having us.
You know, you examine all of these unprecedented indictments, the civil cases against former President Trump during really this historic election season. The documentary has a lot of folks that people know because they're on our air and we've sort of been doing the play-by-play, but you really take a deep dive. So tell us what viewers can expect when they watch it this weekend.
Sure. Well, basically what we touch on is we hit the four indictments. And ultimately, Trump being found guilty of 34 counts in New York. We also do a deep dive on Letitia James and E. Jean Carroll, the civil suits. And basically, Bianca, we go into everything, how they have persecuted this guy from the day he came down that escalator with impeachment 1, impeachment 2, Russia collusion. You know, all of these indictments, the crazy rhetoric from the left. He's Hitler, he's Mussolini. And ultimately, what happened? It led us right up to July in Butler, Pennsylvania, where there was an assassination attempt on his life. So I just hope and pray that at some point, some civility returns to politics and you know, everyone just kind of, you know, chills out with this insane rhetoric against Donald Trump and against the right.
Yeah, and I remember the day he was convicted for that Frankenstein case, the bogus case, Judge Juan Merchan, whose daughter is fundraising off of it. I was live on air, and, you know, they went out, or Mike Carter went outside the courthouse, and you know what people were saying? They're like, we don't believe any of this. Donald Trump is our candidate. He's our man. I mean, they could try to throw a mugshot in Georgia. Now we have Fani Willis, who has her lover in the case. It's all fallen apart. It's all crumbled, this lawfare, and it's been really remarkable to cover it step by step, as you guys have done as filmmakers and here on the news side. You know, I do believe that America has woken up, and I do believe that films like this are so important. And Mandy, you can kind of walk us through as you're documenting history. This is history that actually we need this in the history books. We need people to know about this. The miracle, I believe, happened in Butler. This was a season that was volatile, ugly, but also of great hope and spirit for this great nation. And I see a lot of love and I see a lot of faith being poured onto Donald Trump with people who are praying over him and whatnot.
Absolutely. And I feel like never in history has there been a president sitting or former president who's been persecuted the way that Trump has. And I think it's tapping into a lot of people are kind of questioning that. Even people that normally maybe wouldn't even have supported him in 2016. I think what we're seeing is so obvious and it's so awful. And I just think a lot of people are waking up to what's being done.
Final minute.
And he's gaining a lot of traction because of it.
Final minute here. I do notice all the legacy media clips that you've included in this documentary. And how much, you know, do you go into the fact that they have sort of aided and propped up a lot of the attacks on Donald Trump and the weaponized government with their narrative and with their, you know, with their inability really to practice true journalism?
Right. And we hit everything. I mean, we hit the media, we hit Biden, we hit the Democrats, a radical left. I mean, Sebastian Gorka's in our doc, and he even talks about Shakespeare in the Park, how every night they were out there, you know, assassinating President Trump. I mean, they all have a hand in this. It's politics. It's like, if you want to disagree with the other guy, union, non-union, that type of stuff. I mean, that's what it used to be. Now, all of a sudden, it's just this. They've completely demonized the opponent. It's dehumanized them.
100%.
It's nuts.
It's incredible to see the agents of change he's now got behind him as well. Tulsi Gabbard, Elon Musk, RFK Jr., really powerful voices. And you are part of that as well. I cannot wait to watch this. Jack Thomas Smith, Mandy Del Rio Smith, appreciate you both coming on to Newsline and sharing this for our audience here this Friday.
Thanks, Bianca.
Thank you so much, Bianca.
Thank you. Keep up the fantastic work.
Thank you.
you.